Amazon's big spring sale is here. Everyday carry, survival, kind of a little bit of man cave stuff, items. They're few and far between, but the deals are pretty good. They're nearing some of the sales that are similar when it comes to the stuff that we have for Black Friday. So let's just jump into some of these deals and see what we're working with here. The first one here is the Eberly stock, the Fade Brief. I have the Fade Brief. I have their bigger Fade Brief as well. I like the smaller size. This can comfortably fit like a 14-inch MacBook Pro. So if you got yourself like a MacBook Air or an HP for work or something like that, this is what I use when I go to work, when I go on work trips. It has a CCW compartment, so you can off-body carry, which may be important if you're in slacks, if you're in a t-shirt, if you're in the type of clothing that's more tight-fitting and you may have printing issues. Well, this one introduces the concealed carry where you can either use a loop, hook and loop Velcro like a holster, or you can use a secret magnetic drop inlay area where you can put a holster inside and just use your weapon there if you want to. Normally $149. This thing normally hovers around $139 or so. $119 is a good deal. It's a buy now price, 20% off. I would snatch it up in a heartbeat. Also, Eberly stock has this whole Fade series of items that have been released. One thing I like about the Fade series, even as pictured here on this brief, you can even see down, they have the Fade, the next item we're going to be talking about right there in the middle of that photo. That is the Eberly stock Fade View pouch. It's a modular accessory. I have the one that's larger, 10 by 5 inches. I kind of wish I also had the 4.5 by 5 just to have a little bit of smaller, but normally $25, 20% off at $20 is a buy now price. I like the fact that the entire back of it is a loop panel, so you can hook it anything that has the entire back of it is a hook panel. So anything that has a loop design, Velcro type stuff, you can hook this too. So you don't have to use an Eberly stock bag. You can use it on anything that you want. You got a 511 kit. You have something from VanQuest. You have something from another company. This will work just fine as long as it has a loop panel for it to stick on. Now this is the Galvanox. This is the flat bit kit. This is a direct competitor to Leatherman's own bit kit. Now I know that Next Tool is doing a bit kit to compete with Leatherman's own bit kits, but I like the way this one's outfitted. They sent this out to me and I've actually been using it. I like the fact that it's just double back. Leatherman's bit kit comes in 2 pieces. They say this has a better hardness rating than the proprietary bit kit by Leatherman 59 HRC. I don't care about this. I don't hard use my Leatherman bit kits beyond like, sometimes I use the slotted screwdriver like a prying tool. If I chip it, I chip it. But I mean, if I am tightening doorknobs, if I'm doing stuff around the house, if I'm doing handyman type stuff, I'm not breaking Leatherman bits often. Normally, it's not even the go-to tool I have. A Leatherman Surge might be in my pocket with a bit kit, so I can, if just in case I don't have the right tool with me. But I like the fact that this is literally 30% cheaper than Leatherman's own kit. This is $22. Normally it's $25. It's 10% off. 21 bits plus they give you a micro bit. You get the micro Phillips, the micro slotted. So you got all that good stuff as well. Is it harder? Is it better than Next Tools? I don't know. But if you want something that's a little bit more compact and it works with Leatherman's crap, then there you go. Next one here is the EcoFlow. This is probably one of my most useful. And this one here is the EcoFlow Delta 2. As you can see right now, it's literally running this entire desk. It's sending 121 watts to my desk. It's drawing 121 watts from the wall. So now right now it's acting as a pass through. The inverter is turned off. It's just passing power through the unit directly to my desk. But if I were to have a power outage or whatever, which right now in the DFW Metroplex, we have hail, thunder, lightning. I'm recording this in the garage. You may hear all of the above, but I can continue to record because it's only a 30 millisecond response time for the UPS, but that's fast enough for my equipment. And this is $414. It's nearest the lowest price it's ever been, which is $399. $399 is where it was for Black Friday. I haven't seen it there ever since. So this is kind of your go-to. This puts this thing well below the 50-cent mark that I like to preach about whenever you want to get any of these units. So this is kind of one of those units. It's expandable. It doesn't have RV port, but it's a 1 kilowatt unit. I think this is a great starter unit for whatever you might have. Next on the list is the Anchor Solix. Now I'm going to show you two 2 kilowatt units. I'm going to show you my favorite for pricing. Then I'm going to show you my favorite for portability. This is my favorite for portability. This is using LiPo 4 batteries. This one here is a 2 kilowatt unit specifically. I think you're pumping out, it is 2048. So it's 2048 watt hours. So this is gonna be like a couple cents above 50 cents a watt hour at 10.99. And the thing I like about the Anchor Solix is you can expand this up, I think up to 4 kilowatts. And you can also, but the thing is, it has an easy tow handle. It's like some luggage. This is what makes this thing useful for plopping down at a camping site, at a park or whatever. Get it out your truck, get it out your SUV, and just roll it with hardened wheels. You don't have to worry about airing them up. Okay, so that makes life easy. It has a light, decent screen. The app is not as good as the next product I'm going to show you, but it's good enough. 2 carports, so if you want to run an electric blanket and an immersion heater, as long as they're not drawing too much amps, you should be fine. USB-C ports, USB-A ports, 4 15 amp 110s. You got an RV port, so you can use that 30 amp on there if you want to as well. This thing's pretty decked out. The light is actually pretty useful. And the only thing I would say about this is I kind of wish it was a little bit cheaper, but it's still $10.99. I think that's pretty good. But if you want 2 kilowatts, this is the deal for you. This one has more capacity than the unit I just showed you. This one here is coming in at $949. It's $150 cheaper than the unit I just showed you. You're going to get this thing here with 2150 watt hours, is getting this for 44 cents a watt hour. That's a 2 kilowatt unit for 44 cents a watt hour. It's killing the game. And on top of that, the app is one step below EcoFlow's app. EcoFlow's app is God tier. Dapson's app is like, I would say, demigod tier. Thing is fantastic. For instance, I have this unit right now. I just got done using this to trickle charge my truck. So my truck, I hooked it up to a trickle charger. I realized that my truck the battery was at like 63%. I trickle charged it. And when I did that, I'll show you. So I take this unit here and I basically hook it up to my truck and I trickle charge my truck. And when I do that, it takes a solid like 8 hours to do that, to do it properly, because it controls how much amps are being sent to your battery. But nonetheless, I just hooked this unit to that trickle charger and just let it sit out there. Right now, my unit's sitting at 67%. It's waiting to be charged. It's plugged up. The app is so good. You can tell it when to draw grid power. I don't want it to draw grid power right now because I'm running other units and I don't like to draw too much in my garage at once. This thing won't charge itself until 2 in the morning. I love that. So if you are in a type of electricity plan where you get cheaper electricity at night or something like that, you can use it for that type of stuff. Great app. It also has the RV port on the side. It has three plugs instead of 4, but this is expandable up to 12 kilowatts, killing the game. With that, it has a light on the front, 3 USB-Cs, 3 USB-As. 2 of those USB-As are fast. You have the barrel plug, so you can still use your immersion heaters. You can use your electric blankets, all that good stuff for $9.49. Buy it now price. I've done a whole review on this thing. It's fantastic. Next up is the EcoFlow. Now, this is the River 2 Pro. We're going to drop below the 1 kilowatts. I want to show you one of my favorite 1 kilowatts. This is a part of their old generation. This one here is going to cost you about 40. Hold on, let me do the quick math on this real quick. So if it's 359 divided by 768, 46 cents a watt hour. Great pricing on this. It hasn't been this low since around Black Friday. This is an 800 watt unit, so you can run stuff easily. It can run most of your refrigerators. It can surge up to 1600 watts. There's a few things it doesn't do. It's not expandable. When the fans kick on, they can be loud, but you know what? It also only has 1 USB-C port. Those can be the things I don't like about it. But you know what I like about it? 4 ports in the front, easy to access. I can still use the EcoFlow app. I like the fact that this thing has 768 watts, but it's smaller than a 1 kilowatt unit. I just like this thing. This is running all my camera equipment. Whenever you see me guys recording videos at my round man cave table, this unit runs the whole thing. It runs 3 cameras, 4 lights, all sorts of crap. Easily does that, no issues whatsoever. That's a buy it now price, especially because the River 3 Plus exists. That thing is basically taking over for this. So there you go. Next we have here is the Bougie RV 12 volt refrigerator. Every unit I showed you before this can run this unit. The reason I wanted to show this to you is because if you're going to be at campsites, if you're going to be in road trips, we're in road trip season, we're about to hit a good old Memorial Day weekend. And that's kind of the beginning of all the trips that we like to take here in America. Normally $189. This is $159. Keep this in the back of your vehicle. Maybe you have a certain dietary needs because of religion or because of your intestinal issues, or you want to keep snacks on the road or drinks on the road. Keep your kids from running inside of Buc-ee's and costing you $50 every time. Keep this in there. And think about it. If you have this thing hooked up to one of those solar generators, you have the solar generator running off your alternator in your vehicle. And as long as you have a good, a good plus up system for your alternator, you can basically just keep this thing going no matter what. Next, we have the Streamlight Mega Stream. Now, this is an interesting unit. I wanted to show you guys. I'm carrying the Streamlight Mega Stream now. All right. Now, one thing about this thing is it just came out a couple of months ago. I like the macro stream. I like the micro stream. But I will tell you that I need to do a video of the EDC items I reflexively grab, but if I'm not doing reviews. The one I grab when I'm not doing reviews the most is the Streamlight ProTac 2AX. It's only a 550 lumen, but it's a pin style flashlight. This one here I'm interested to try because I really want to see what it feels like to have the bigger unit that competes with the EDC 35, the Baton 4 by Olight, and you know, just to really see if this is worth it. This has 1800 lumens. It comes with a holster. This thing's been running at $148 since they dropped it. I just saw it yesterday for the first time drop below $100. Now I can finally recommend something other than, because the price was just too high. It's still a little bit high if you compare it to the EDC 35. But the thing is, you can't remove the battery on the EDC 35. And, you know, for this one here, you can do that. The Baton 4 has a proprietary charger. So it's just kind of like it's wiggling itself. You know, it's wiggling itself into this nice place where it kind of works out very, very well. All right. So next one here is the Olight O-Clip Pro. This is the EDC flashlight that I use on my rucking kit. Now, my rucking kit, so if you look at these bags behind me, the bag next to that red bag is my Go Ruck bag, which I use for rucking purposes. And clipped to that is the Olight O-Clip Pro. And the thing about this, 550 lumens, I usually don't run it that high, but what I like about it is it has a magnetic base. It's USB-C charging. It has a red light that I run when I am rucking to keep the light to not completely just throw off my eyesight. It comes in multiple colors. I have it in black. I kind of wish I had it in this orange or this red color. I like OD green as well. 31 bucks. That's a buy it now price if you're interested in snatching this thing up. Olight has a lot of stuff. I might show you a couple of other Olights as well. So next one here is the Streamlight Sidewinder. This is the 47 lumen compact military. This is a helmet light. Okay, so if you're trying to find yourself a helmet light, this has IR, has white light, has red light. It's all you really need. That way you can run certain weapon systems. You can see at nighttime. You can run, if you're running different helmet systems, it clips right there on the front, or you can rig it up to maybe fit it on another side. I like the stuff that Princeton Tech is putting out, but Princeton Tech stuff is over $100. Okay. This thing's normally 79 bucks, drop down 9%, $72. Buy it now. Has a lot of great ratings. So that might be something that you may want to snatch up as well. Next here is the Nikkor EDC 23 #bars. I like this thing, 2500 lumens on the high end. It only does that, guys, for like 10 seconds. Don't get all excited like you're just going to have a 2500 lumen monster, because the flashlight I have in my pocket right now does 1800 lumens for like an hour. Okay, this thing can do it for 10 seconds, but it's small. The battery's not removable, but you know what it does? It has a locking switch on the side, which I effing love. I love this switch on the side, keeps you from accidentally turning it on. It comes with a lanyard, which I don't use. And the thing is that this thing here, it normally lives around 74 bucks. I normally can get you 10% off. It is 20% off. Buy it now price. Very good deep carry pocket clip. 60 bucks, $59.96 is a buy it now price. The SOG Power Light Mini. This is the 19-in-1 tool. Now I'm going to show you the Power Pint. I want to show you this one first. This one has a hex bit holder. It has a stone wash. But the thing I like about this is that it's compact. It's a little bit smaller than the Gerber MP600. Obviously, it's smaller than most Leathermans. It has more tools than like the Leatherman Bond and the rebar. And it kind of gets slept on. People kind of sleep on SOG, but I really think they're putting some stuff out. And so I definitely I would snatch this up. Normally 45 bucks, 15% off, 13, 18 is a typical for their deals, but I would go for that in a heartbeat. Now the Cold Steel Lawman, I didn't want to show you any knives I haven't at least handled or completely tested out. I haven't tested out a lot of Cold Steels, but there are a ton of Cold Steels on this list for this sale. So I would check, go check out Cold Steels, but I can only show you the ones I've tested. The Lawman is one of them. This is an older Super Steel, but it's still a Super Steel. Okay, it's rocking S35 EN. You have a 3.5 inch blade, a 4.6 inch handle, G10 scales. It's using the Triad lock, which if you've never tried the Triad lock from Cold Steel, it's the type of lock where you can bang on this knife with a log. You see what this picture here? This isn't just for the photo. Okay, you can put this on a log and try to split some wood. You can try to do that with their locks because the Triad lock is so good. So I would definitely suggest that. Normally it is $169. This thing is $101. I would say that's a buy it now price if you want to snatch that thing up and get that in a heartbeat. Next thing, here's the Olight. This is the i1R2 Pro. This thing's been out for years. I bought it in 2022. I'm showing you because I like where the prices dropped down to 17 bucks. And this is what I keep in the cab of my truck to illuminate, looking for quarters. If I drop something in between the seats, I don't want a lot of lumens. And I want something that's easy to use, and I can just let one of my kids use it. If they lose it, I don't care. I don't get my panties in a bunch. It has USB-C recharging. So this thing is $17. Buy it now, keep it in your vehicle, put it in a pouch, give it to one of your kids. You know what I like to do? Give it to my daughter when she sweeps the kitchen floor. Give her this, and I'm like, hey, you missed some spots. Use a flashlight. It lets you see a little bit better. Now, Victorinox makes more than the Swiss Army knife. We know that, right? They make nail clippers. They make luggage. They also make knives. This is the Hunter Pro A-Locks. This one comes with the lanyard. It has a beautiful finish, a thumb hole in there. Normally 120 bucks, $102 buy now price. I forget the blade steel on this, but if you're a Victorinox fan, you know if this is something that you've been keeping your eye on, you like the blade shape, you like the functionality of it. Next is the Nikkor MT2A Pro. This is a dual full flashlight, meaning that it comes with a built-in battery, but then you can take that out and drop 2 AA batteries in it if you forget to charge your battery. I like this thing. There's a few features I don't like about it. That's why I use the Streamlight more, but the Streamlight costs more than this one unless it's on sale. And the Streamlight doesn't get as bright as this one, only does 550 lumens. This one here does 1,000 lumens. It does run hot at 1,000 lumens. Now the Streamlight has a momentary switch, and if I had to choose between the two, I would spend the money for the Streamlight. But if you just really want to try this style of flashlight out, I would 100% recommend you get this thing. It works great, especially be able to swap those batteries out in a heartbeat. I bought this. I think I paid $36. It's $35.96. So you're saving like 4 cents than what I spent last summer. So there you go. This is the Olight Arc Felt Ultra. Now, Olight sent this to me. The thing I like about this the most, it didn't feel much different than the regular arc felt. But what felt different is it definitely has a bigger battery. It definitely has bigger emitters. So it does feel like it can maintain its brightness longer. So if you don't want to spend full price, normally this deal drops at like $109 for the deal. They bumped it up, they dropped it down to $89. It's a pretty good deal. I would get it in the cool white, which is 5,700 kelvins. There you go. And it does come with the UV, the green beam, and the LED for you to use all 3 modes. Rolling square in charge 6-in-1 charger. I like to keep these cables at the ready. I'm literally using a cable right now to power this camera. And the thing is I like the fact that I can keep this for the older iPhones because my 10-year-old and my 16-year-old don't have new iPhones yet. They still use Lightning. My One of my sons has an older iPad, uses Lightning. One of my sons has a newer iPad that uses USB-C. This does everything. 6-in-1. This thing has USB-C to USB-C, USB-C to Thunderbolt, USB-A to Thunder. It can cover you, and it can do 100 watts fast charging, meaning this can charge your MacBook Pros because the cable can handle it. That's why this thing costs $22, okay? Because you can find knockoffs that cost less, but they may not be able to safely do 100 watts and not fry your crap, okay? So I would definitely 100% go for that if that's something that you're interested in. Next one here, the SOG Power Pint. I like this more than the Gerber Dime. Fight me, bro. Okay. I do like this more than the Gerber Dime. It's only an 18-in-1 tools. It's missing the corkscrew. But you know what? I would probably, and it's a little bit smaller than the Power Leader. This is more popular, okay? This one here is normally $37. It's right now $32. It's going to get the black color. It has most of the functionalities. This is a Power Leader, and I like it more than the Gerber Dime. It's a sleeper pick. A lot of people are more gravitate towards the Gerber Dime, or they go for a Leatherman, like a Micra or a Bond or something like that. But this is a great tool, especially for $32. The Woobin X2 Pro. This one is the UV light. I haven't tested the UV light, but I've tested the RGB mode, and I wished I had the UV light. Okay. $46. That's a buy it now price. $65 is, it doesn't really live at $66. It normally lives around $56. $46 is a buy it now price. Strong magnet on this bad boy. I accidentally left this in the dryer on the door. It's stuck on the dryer door the entire cycle. Pulled it out, worked just fine. It does have a 1500 high lumen mode. It has 6 different modes that you can use. It has a spot beam and it has a flood beam. It has a great light on the side, which you can actually use for working, and it gets you a nice light at 90 degrees. I like that. Now, here are some these. You can use these specifically. This is the CQR. This is a man's combat shirt. This one here does have a zip long. This is a military BDU shirt. You can use this on the range. Okay, so you can take this. Normally $47. This thing is dropped down to 37 and some change. And I like to wear these if you're going on the range or if you're going to be doing something like that. It kind of keep it comfortable. Now, this one kind of has the Army outfit on there. I kind of like something like this tactical black always gets my attention. This one's normally 44, not as big as the same percentage, but it's still, if you make something in tactical black, tactical multicam, just take my heart. Okay, just take it. It's easily $38. It's a buy it now price for this one as well. This is a Mighty pouch. This is a nylon pouch. Nothing special about this pouch. The zippers are going to get stuck. The actual hook and loop on the front is not the best. But you know what? This is the pouch you get if you're trying to figure out if you like pouches. You don't want to get a data crew. You may not want to get something from, you know, an expensive competitor or like a garage build or something like that. $15, you get it. You see, you hate it. Then, oh, well, it's not that big of a deal. It does have a little bit of storage inside. I wish it had a little bit of mesh inside, but it does have slip pockets inside, so you can throw your different items inside and kind of make life happen. Opens up like a book. But if you do want some mesh inside so you can see if you're missing items, that's why I like mesh. This is the Viper 8. This is the VE10. A little bit smaller, but it does fit a little bit better in the pocket because it's a little bit more contoured, but it's not as big as the Mighty pouch. But this one here gets the job done to be able to see like, hey, am I missing a USB-C drive? Am I missing a set of keys or whatever? That's why I like this one. This one's $19.54, 35% savings. That's a good price as well. Having a ferro rod that's dedicated with its own striker, I think is kind of good. Okay. 4 inches long, $11. Put it in your different kits. If you're always in the woods by yourself, you're always doing stuff by yourself, have a way to start a fire. Okay. Yes, you can use your survival knife and a ferro rod, but it's just good to have something dedicated. That way, you know, these two items are supposed to go together and work together, and it's only $11. And I would definitely grab that in a heartbeat. And then we got to end it with Veer. Veer is a longtime channel sponsor. This is the A series of watches, of the first watches they sent me 3 years ago. They gave me a taste of Veer. They gave me just like a little taste. This was the watch that got your boy hooked. Okay. This is the A11. And the Veer A11 cannot be competed with when it comes to a price of a watch less than $200. Yes, you're going to show me some Timex. Maybe you can show me some Citizen Echo. I hear you, but I'm telling you, for less, Then $200. You will not find another watch that has a locking screw down crown, that has a sapphire crystal glass, that is water resistant to 200 meters, that has a 2-year warranty for the water guarantee, that has a very reliable quartz movement. You're not going to find it. You're not going to show me. Okay. Tell me down below some comments of a watch that has all those features less than $200. This is normally $199. If you get it in the field white, you can get it for is $152. If you want to get it in the black, which kind of tickles my heart, makes me feel good inside, then you can get it for $169. I think these are both 36 millimeter watches, or maybe they're 40 millimeter. Hold on, give me a second. These are, hold on, lug to lug. Okay, so if you get the small size and depending on which one you went, the small size is what I prefer, which is 36 millimeters. The larger size is 40 millimeters, which a lot of people gravitate towards, but it's going to be up to you. They both include date calculation as well, which you don't get on watches below this price point. So not all those features. Okay. So that's a buy it now price. I have helped you guys out tremendously today. You should thank me down below by hitting the like button or sending a super thanks, but you don't have to do either one of those. But if this is your first time stopping by, hit the subscribe button. I would love to have you a part of the battalion. If this is not your first time stopping by, well, thank you once again for watching me run my grape. For everyone else, we'll speak soon.